Lucjan Żeligowski was born on October 17, 1865, in Zmiana, in the Russian Empire, now Ashmiany in Belarus, to Polish parents. Before the partitions of Poland in the late 18th century, the town was part of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. After graduating from military officers' school in Riga, in 1885, he joined the Imperial Russian Army, where he served at various staff and held command posts. He later married a woman named Tatiana Pietrova and had 2 children. He also fought in the Russo-Japanese War from 1904 to 1905. During the World War I, he served as a lieutenant colonel and commanding officer of an Imperial Russian Rifle Regiment. After the February Revolution of 1917, Żeligowski became one of the organizers of the Polish army in the former Russian Empire. He was initially the commander of an infantry regiment in the ranks of the Polish First Corps, and was quickly promoted and given command over a brigade. In 1918, he started the creation of a Polish unit in the area of Cooban, in the northern Caucasus region of southern Russia, which eventually became the 4th Polish Rifle Division. As part of the Polish army, his unit fought alongside the Denikin Whites in the Russian Civil War. In October that year he became the commander-in-chief of all the Polish units fighting in Russia. After the outbreak of the Polish-Soviet War in early 1919, and the defeat of Anton Denikin, Żeligowski's unit was ordered to retreat to Romanian Bessarabia, where it took part in defense of the border against Bolshevik raids. In April 1919, the division was withdrawn to the newly established Second Polish Republic, where it was incorporated into the Polish Army and renamed to the Polish 10th Infantry Division. During the war against the Bolsheviks, Żeligowski was a personal friend of Polish Marshal Józef Pilsudski, and was quickly promoted to general and given the command over an operational group, composed of his 10th Division and additional units, mostly partisans. As such, he soon became the commanding officer of the entire Lithuanian-Belarusian front, operating in the area of Polsy and the Pinsk marshes. During the Battle of Warsaw in 1920, his unit was attached to the 3rd Polish Army and took part in the pursuit of fleeing Bolshevik and Soviet forces at the Battle of the Niemen. In October 1920, Żeligowski, a native of historical lands of Lithuania, was chosen to command the 1st Lithuanian Belarusian Infantry Division, composed mainly volunteers and partisans from the territory of modern Belarus and Lithuania. On October 8, 1920, after a staged mutiny, he pretended to defect with his unit and took control over the city of Vilnius and its area. The mutiny, named after him, would be remembered as the defining moment of his life. On October 12, he proclaimed independence of the said area as Republic of Central Lithuania, with Vilno as its capital. Initially a de facto military dictator, after the parliamentary elections he passed his powers to the newly elected parliament, which in turn decided to hand over the area to Poland, which then annexed it. Żeligowski, in his memoirs, which were published in 1943, condemned the annexation of the Republic of Central Lithuania by Poland, as well as the policy of closing Belarusian schools, along with the general disregard of Marshal Józef Pilsudski's Confederation plans. After the annexation of Central Lithuania to Poland, Żeligowski continued his service in the Polish army. He was promoted to the rank of 3-star general in 1923. He served as an army inspector, or a commander of a military district of Warsaw. In 1925, he also became the Polish Minister of Military Affairs. He retired the following year and settled in his family manor near Vilnius. In 1930, he published a book containing his memoirs of the Polish-Soviet War, named War of 1920, Memories and Thoughts. He also wrote numerous articles on the conflicts and wars of the early 20th century for a variety of Polish newspapers, and in 1935 he was elected a member of parliament and held that position until the outbreak of World War II in September 1939. During the invasion of Poland, he volunteered for the Polish armed forces, but wasn't accepted due to his age. He was 74 by now, and failing health. But he did serve as an advisor to the command of the Polish Southern Front. After the Polish defeat, he evaded capture by the Germans and the Soviets, and reached France, where he joined the Polish government in exile headed by General Władysław Sikorski. He was an active member of the Polish National Council, an advisory body. He later fled to London after the French defeat at the hands of the Germans in their summer of 1940. After the end of the Second World War, he intended to return to Poland, but he suddenly died on July 9, 1947, in London. His body was brought back to Poland, and was buried in the Powski Military Cemetery in Warsaw. He was 81 years old.